some of the older editions had like way crazier effects, like negative and positive effects, but there's some fun ones still in there.
I will say, to be fair, we did not commit violence against two people.
Evil Lich.
The evil Lich and the owlbear.
Oh yeah, dude, I was prepared like so much to to make this character be very, very evil, but in a very subtle way, and these guys just completely ignored all my attempts. Like, there was this character, he was a necromancer, and they met him and he offered them water, and I'm all like, I realized that I should have rolled for them. However, I didn't, because I thought that they were going to be like, oh, I'd like to check the surroundings of what he has on him, things that he has. And I would have been like, oh, you notice that the cups that he's giving you for water are the skulls of small baby children. And like, you notice that the chair is made out of bones.
To be
It
fair,
has a bunch of discarded packets of Flavor Aid.
I played it well because I thought it was hilarious how it was played.
I was like, wait, wait a second. Like, what?
I stand by that was clean, and Maddie fucked up as the cleric. Maddie was supposed to be way more suspicious.
Maddie was like, I don't have time for this shit. I'm out.
That
Yeah, it's like-
obviously isn't the case, but
It's
there are
Maddie's
such things by
quest.
necromancers.
Yeah, it's like, my friend was a necromancer. Like, necromancers aren't always, like, full-on, like, evil.
I
There
wanted
is
to
a
make
bad-
a white necromancer, but that shit's hard to do.
Yeah.
I wanted to murder.
White necromancer.
You just did a bad job,
It-
dude.
it's like
explaining
it's
it
what
and
they call a
convincing me.
necromancer who's not evil, like doesn't forcefully resurrect on the undead.
What do
Yeah.
you call that?
Like you're like a spirit
leather
detective,
daddy?
basically.
You can be also
You're
neutral.
basically a spirit
Yu Yu
detective.
Hakusho?
Yeah, you basically talk to the dead
Yeah.
and you basically solve shit instead of forcefully like resurrecting corpses.
The problem is it
Fight
just
for you.
adds a lot of bloat to the story, like, for conversations and stuff. They can bore
You
the other
could-
group party members.
Do you get a spirit gun though?
I mean, you can have.
I'm
like,
sure
a
you could find a
fireball.
way for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure you could find a way to do that through DD somehow.
Maybe you can get
Yeah.
a heat ray.
You'd be
Doesn't Monk have like Key Blast or some shit?
Well, there's, like, Eldritch Blast, so I'm sure you could do, like,
Yeah,
for
they
that
do have key
for
blast.
Necromancer.
I'm sure it's high as fuck level though for Monk. I still can't believe like you're playing a monks. You're like, okay, I want to be the punchy guy. Okay, you get level 20. Now you're a god. Well, not a god, but you're
To be fair,
you're
like,
a fucking like
that's,
demigod basically.
that's a lot of characters at level 20.
I mean, in terms of power, yes, but monks literally become outsiders.
Yeah. But you could also just be a wizard and just, like, kill everything. As long as you can prep enough spells.
You can become a wizard and get the ability to actually become a god for real.
Yeah. Like wizard gameplay. Go into one encounter, dump all your spells, short rest,
Wow,
rinse,
Magic
repeat, or long
Surge is
rest.
pretty fun, dude.
Yeah, that's why I
I'm
like
looking at
Wild Mage, because Wild Mage, because Magic and D&D is always fucking grossly powered. It's supposed to be that way though, but like Wild Mage adds some some fun flair to it, because not everything's gonna work in your favor being a Wild Mage.
That's,
The GM
I love number 31. It's like you are transported to an astral plane until the end of your turn. I'm just
Dude,
like,
look
what
at
the fuck?
13 through 14.
The question is how much the GM wants to be a dick about me just, like, doing, like, I dump all my spells, time to rest up and get my spells back.
Oh no, not even with the DM being a dick. Magic and D&D is just inherently broken. And
No,
it's
I'm
supposed to
saying-
be that way.
No, I'm saying in the sense of, like, you can punish a mage who just tries to do a lot of short rest, long rest to get his magic back. And you say, no, you're...
Oh yeah, but that's if they don't manage their spell slots.
Oh, no, I know that too, but it's just, you can make it harder for them.
I mean, like a Hexblade Warlock doesn't even give a fuck about their spell slots.
Yeah. Ugh.
Alright, you guys ready to start?
I'm ready. I think Maddie's still not ready. Maddie's not in.
Oh, Maddie was there.
I don't see Maddie in the thing.
Yeah, Maddie's there.
I see you.
Oh,
and
they need to
me.
log on.
I don't see Maddie
need to
logged in.
log on. Log
Ah, that's
on.
another character I really want to play too, is a Hexblade Warlock.
Isn't that no, that was a psionic. Never mind. I was thinking of Justin's character.
Oh, the Soul Knife from 3rd edition? Yeah, that was a cool class too.
That was pretty fucking funny. I don't know how many times, but he also like would roll ones at
The
that most
Hexblade
awkward
Warlock
time.
is kind of like that class, but they made it a Warlock. So it's like you make a pact with like a demon god thing,
Yeah.
and instead of it being like you get like a psionic weapon, you get like a pact weapon through your god.
Oh, I didn't roll for
Like,
my
normal Warlock powers up their Eldritch Blast, while the That one powers up their weapon.
What's the roll for the magic wand again? I forgot to do that for the last
You
game.
need to roll a Actually, you know what? Let me check. Hold on. Let me grab that.
I remember you said that before. I just forgotten.
Isn't it a D20 and you roll a 1, it dissolves?
That's if no, that's if it's at 0 charges. Pretty sure. It's the risk of using all your magic wand missiles. You can destroy the
Did you
wand.
use it?
I
Did
used
you,
6 out of the 7. I did not use all of them. I get a
Alright.
recharge eventually.
He did do a lot of damage with it last time, though.
Yeah, to
Yeah,
me.
a lot of damage to
But-
himself. Yeah.
To be fair, if I used it on the Wraith instead of it, the Wraith probably would have just died.
Yes, that is very possible to have happened.
I don't know, I got a lot of damage that damn right.
Yeah, and you also almost killed me again.
That was hilarious.
That was hilarious. There's no thought process there. It's like, I'm calling out this ghost saying, you're like a bitch. What are you gonna do about it? He comes at me. It's like, Maddie, you got my back, right? Maddie's just walking on into the distance.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna roll a 1d6 plus 1, and that's the number of charges that get recharged for that day.
Okay, 5.
Alright, so right now your wand is
6 out of
currently
7.
at 6 out of 7. Try to
Yep.
remember that.
I have it on
Okay.
notepad.
So for right now, you guys had encountered the Wraith that his sole purpose was to try to pass on the treasures that he had. However, instead you've murdered him. So now what you can do is know that he passed along, not knowing that his sole task of killing the spectator was done. So who knows? Maybe he'll go to hell and come back and realize that his whole purpose of living was taken care of.
He didn't even have good treasure.
Yeah. Wait, what? But he had like fucking 100 gold.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it had a bunch of gold. It had like a dwarf mug and diamonds and a wooden pipe with a filigree and a DLC
Like
map.
a peasant doesn't even make a gold coin every 2
Yeah.
or 3 months in his life.
He has a
What you're
DLC map
holding is
as well.
You're literally the 1%, Maddie. So you guys are right now, you're resting in that place. You had a full day's rest. And Nesnar is looking not too good right now. You look at him and you feel like maybe he can make it a few more days, maybe 2 more days, but after that he may start having to roll for whether or not he lives or dies. So for right now, yeah. Kathra, the rogue comes up to you and asks, we haven't gone through some of the areas there, and I don't know if there's a lot of treasure, but I feel like if there's a mine, there's a lot of nobles, there's a lot of alcohol, and if there's a lot of nobles, there's a lot of drugs.
What?
As he looks around, he's like, "Oh, these wealthy mages, they all live that lifestyle. Don't act like they don't. They're all disgusting people."
Do you think drugs will survive this long?
Only the good ones.
Well, our job here is to clear out the whole cave, so maybe we'll find some drugs for you a little bit later.
Alright, so right now, where are you deciding to head off to?
I figured we would leave this room and go south.
South?
Not through the poison forest again.
Hold on for just like a second.
Encounter roll.
Yeah, I figure I'd go like down this way.
Feel like a wrap up the cave moment.
I'm assuming all of you are traveling together. Put yourselves in the southern room, please. And I'll put Nundro. Gundren decided to accompany you guys.
Oh, okay, we're already in the southern room. Got it.
Yeah, the southern room. I'll say that the torches are lit, so you're able to see around the room quite well. And
Yep.
Gundren had decided to follow you only a few paces behind, making sure that there's nothing coming up from the back.
Okay. If you were trying to hide that, we saw that.
That's fine.
We don't know what he's referencing.
I don't
now.
really care. Ooh, okay.
Oh god, 5 ghouls.
No, 9 ghouls.
Let me move those to the side.
Might just want to start deleting them.
9 is the encounter, 5 is how many?
Ah, true.
And as you're traveling through the room, from the south, you see a group of skeletons come up. And as they see you, you hear clicking and clacking as they start preparing their weapons to attack you. But before they attack you, I need to grab the goddamn character sheet.
I
Character
guess
sheet?
was correct.
Guess
Yeah.
zombies in a cave. Undead in a cave.
You can roll for
Initiative?
knowledge to
Oh.
see what it is.
Okay, knowledge or history or arcana?
I'll say survival. Actually, you
Okay.
can go for arcana or
I prefer
survival. Okay, Tater, you recognize those immediately as undead skeletons brought back to life to do one task, is this to defend an area. Unfortunately, you cannot talk your way out of it. They will attack anyone that they find.
Okay.
These goddamn skeletons. Ah!
They're like Dobermans.
Oh yeah, and they spot you and you spot them, and they're immediately begin to get aggressive and take out their weapons and start charging towards you. You
Roll
can
initiative.
roll initiative if you like.
This is the highest initiative I've ever rolled all damn campaign.
Yep. I should roll a good initiative.
Don't worry, Tater, we'll fix that.
Meth man, you can do it. Roll high.
I don't know about that. Let me look at Meth.
I don't even see Meth man's roll yet.
Oh, that's because I haven't.
Yeah. You gotta like open the
Got it.
character sheet to do it.
Yeah, I gotta open his character sheet and do it, or else I mean, I can roll a normal d20, but I'd rather not like modify it on the fly. I'd rather
Yeah.
just get shit.
Oh, makes sense.
This thing is once you start getting used to it, this thing is very useful, dude.
Oh, that's dumb. I can actually see which turn is which because of the turn order. That's really stupid.
That's fine.
It's not gonna change who I was gonna attack because like it's like just because of the positioning, but it's dumb because it means I can like cheese it. You know what I mean? Like know who to attack first for turn stuff.
Well, I'm sure that your character would have been able to deduce who was quicker on the uptake and who was faster. So
Oh,
you can
fair
just
enough.
See it as sort of like your character knew that obviously this skeleton was faster than the others and attacked
Yeah.
sooner.
To be fair, like I was gonna attack the one anyways because it's just positioning anyways, but I didn't notice that. I just figured that out.
That is complete garbage. All right, whatever. Anyways,
That's
everyone.
shit roll. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna roll to attack this gem right here with my crossbow,
Okay.
and I shoot and fire.
That's a hit.
Okay. 1d10. That's 7, 11.
I'm still
As
confused
you
how
shoot it, you hit it square on the chest. You notice a part of its skeletal frame has shattered and almost exploded from the blow of that one arrow. You have the ability, using your multi-attack, to load and shoot one more time.
I shoot at the same skeleton with my heavy crossbow.
That's a hit.
That's a 19. That's a crit.
Add one more roll of damage.
2d10 plus 4. That was pretty shit. So 9. Good thing I got to roll twice.
God damn.
That's 9.
Okay, so 9 damage. As the skeleton starts clicking its jaws in a fury, as the other skeletons start taking out their bows, one more arrow shoots and hits him straight in the spine, exploding it, causing the skeleton to not only be broken in half, but fall apart completely.
And do I need to roll perception to see which ones have bows and arrows, or can you just point them out?
They all have bows and arrows. All
Thank
of them
you.
are decrepitly and rotten.
So they're all ranged. Got it. Okay, I am my turn.
They all have short bows and short swords.
Okay,
That's because they're, they
Yeah,
died with what they had on them.
makes sense. I just seeing which ones they're pulling at range, which ones are pulling at melee.
So,
Like
using
that.
your bonus action, will you be loading another bolt, or will
I
you be...
I cannot because I did it like that because I had to load. Remember, I can only attack twice, so next
Oh,
turn I can only
okay,
attack
yeah,
once. Yeah. That's how we made range more fair.
Let's go for that skeleton, which is dead, so let me remove him. Next is another skeleton which sees... looks like they see the person that's closest to them, so they see Catra, and they start clicking their jaws, and they decide to shoot. And unfortunately, he misses. The arrow shoots, and you can tell that the quality of the bow has been lowered quite a bit. And afterwards, that specific skeleton decides to move forward, and he moves forward by...
It might actually be a hard shot to hit Kefra because she's right in front of a flame, so it's probably screwing out the visibility a lot.
moves there. Next is Catra.
I'm glad he moved closer. I'm gonna head up, moving up and attacking with my Lightbringer.
Lightbringer, excellent.
I was gonna
that is a
mention.
hit.
Sorry, all +1 buffs that the rogue has, I think, are gone, right? Because of the fact
Everything
that
is gone, yeah.
Just mentioning because I forgot if Kefra had armor.
This is an undead, so you'll be getting that plus 1d6 to damage.
So +5, it's 13.
So if I remember correctly... Hey, Hang.
And
Actually-
these are skeletons. I do double damage with crushing, don't I?
You should, yeah. It's bludgeoning.
Is that before or after the plus bonus for my weapon? So it'd be 4 + 5 or 7 + 7?
It'd be from your base damage.
No, I'm saying is the 2 doubled or is the final damage doubled?
The 2 doubled.
Okay,
I said it's from your base. The 1d6 is extra damage you do.
well, no, it's a D8 + 5. I'm wondering if that total is doubled. So would the 7 total be doubled, or is this 2 doubled + 5?
Let me check.
That's all I'm just trying to clarify.
Okay, yeah. So the damage that you did, which was a total of 7, because it's 5 + 2, 6, 7. So that's going to be doubled. However, the 1d6 is undead damage. That's just extra. So you would do 14 + 6, which is 23.
22.
Just 20.
Oh yeah, right. 20.
22 damage.
No,
20 damage
it's 23. 17 + 6 is 23.
Where's... Wait, hold on. You
Oh, my
did
bad.
2
It's,
evens. You did 2
my
evens.
bad.
How's
14,
it...
14. My bad. Yeah, it's 14 + 6. That's 20.
No, yeah, you're right. My brain broke for a second there.
Okay, that's it. I end my turn.
So as you lift up your Lightbringer, you bring it down, and it just completely tears through the skeletal body that was attempting to strike at you with its short sword. It falls to the ground, and basically in a pile of bones. Next is the 3 other skeletons. What else will you do? You're ending your turn. That's right.
Yeah.
So the other skeletons see their comrades have fallen and like turned to dust. They all decide to just, just gonna take out their bows and just start shooting. They all start shooting at you, Cathra. They start click-a-clacking their teeth.
I survived the Goblin Archer team. Not scared of them.
20, 20, 20,
They roll an 11,
Seriously.
so that's a miss. It shoots straight at you, but it dinks off of your shields. You can tell that the majority of these skeletons, although they perhaps skilled in their life right now, they're not so
They
skilled.
got no
now.
muscles.
They decide to move back.
Wait, they're running away? What the fuck?
No, they're just backing. The next skeleton decides to shoot as well. It's 11. It dinks off your armor. Skeleton goes here. Next is the rogue. The rogue decides, you know what, I'm just gonna try to hide behind one of these things. Goes under the table and just tries to do a little sneaky sneak. Okay.
I have a question regarding that. If
What's
I
up?
would have moved to where Methman is, would I get like an advantage on rolls?
For defensive,
Or
yes.
or they get the disadvantage, I mean.
A disadvantage? What do you mean? What are you
'Cause
trying to do?
Behind the
That'd be
table.
like cover.
Yes, you're in cover. You would get +2 to AC.
Okay. I gotta keep that in mind.
Dell's talked about
Uh,
it a bit, but it's hard sometimes depending on where you're at.
So if you're behind, like, let's say a table, it's +2. If you're behind, let's say, a large boulder, it's +4, but you also have disadvantage because you can't see very well. And it just depends on what you're doing. But if you're like shooting a bow behind a boulder, you have +4.
Okay.
But if you're behind a table, +2, and if you're like behind a wall, obviously you can't hit them and they can't hit you. So the skeleton that's right here decides to shoot at you, Cathra, again, and he's like, I'm gonna shoot this bow. He rolls an 18.
No.
Oh, what's your AC? 19 right now?
19.
And the skeleton decides to back off against the wall, and they start just shooting at you. You just see a flurry of these very old, decrepit arrows just shattering on the sides of your friend Cathra. Kosef, what will you do?
Move forward a bit while using my extra action to reload. And I shoot one time at the gentleman here. Miss.
Miss!
Okay, I reload it so I can attack 2 times next turn, but that's the end of my turn.
Mm.
And I kind of try and take cover behind this.
This skeleton is dead, so let me remove it. Cathra.
I'm gonna walk forward a bit. Let's see, I can go this far. And I can't quite reach him, so I'm gonna use Sacred Flame against the one closest to me. Which is a 15 dex save.
Yeah. This is the most dexterous skeleton you've ever met in your life. Immediately upon, and this is for, half damage, or is this,
It's no damage.
oh, damage? So as soon as you lift up, your hands, I'm assuming that's how you channel it?
Yep.
You lift up your hands in order to do this sacred flame which envelops the entire area that's in front of this skeleton. However, immediately the skeleton, almost recognizing it, fearing for its undead life, decides to do a quick maneuver and dashes away from it immediately. You're surprised the
Does it have
skeleton
to-
is so extremely good.
Sorry, Del, does it have to move out the space? Does it cover a whole square for the Radiant Flame or no?
No, just attack.
It's whether or not you just hit it or not.
Okay. To be fair, like there is some spells that rule that way, so that's why I asked.
Yeah. So Skeleton's able to avoid the damage. He takes off the dust from his brow.
That's it. I have nothing else to do.
Next is the skeleton. The skeleton decides he's gonna try to attack you, so he goes here behind you. He swaps out to his short sword and then attacks you. 19.
I'm gonna hit.
As you were attempting to recover and surprised so much by that skeleton that was able to dodge your sacred flame, another skeleton came up from your blind side and it quickly attacked you. A thump you hear on the side of your helmet as it frazzles you a little bit. The damage is 7. Next, this other skeleton decides, strike while the iron's hot. You know what I'm saying? He attacks behind you with advantage now because they are going in front of behind you. Takes out his short sword and attacks you as well. 19.
Damn it.
That's 1d6 plus 2.
You should have said something.
That's 3 damage. Afterwards, another skeleton comes from in front of you after you've been kind of put off balance by the sneak attack from the other skeleton. Another skeleton whomps you immediately on your shoulder. Feel it a ting on your shoulder just a little bit as you notice that you've become surrounded by the two skeletons, of which there are a total of 3. Next is the rogue. The rogue, seeing as there is a skeleton so close by, decides I'm just gonna go behind it and get a little sneaky snack. He goes behind it, unaware. Let's see what he does. Excellent, that hits. 46 plus 4. 15. As the rogue comes up from behind the skeleton's back, the skeleton prepares itself to attack again while the rogue comes from behind it and immediately is able to separate its head from its body. The skeleton then falls to the ground, flailing its arms as it begins to then completely fall apart, the magic dissipating. And then the rogue, let's see. He decides to hide under the table. As he's such a small little sneaky boy. And they don't notice him. What's up?
Would I have to worry about hitting Kefra with this guy right here?
Roll a 1.
Fair enough. Okay.
Don't roll a 1,
turn.
Tater. Don't roll a 1.
Zombie turn.
Tater, don't roll a 1. Tater, don't roll a 1.
Zombie turn.
And when the skeleton notices that its buddy got killed, decides I'm going to take its place because no one dies on my watch again. He attempts to attack Kathra, who's currently just tanking all these blows like a boss. Advantage, 21, hit.
Fuck, shit.
5 damage. Again, you feel a sudden attack from another skeleton, which you thought had been killed by the rogue. Slams you again on the back. You're starting to get annoyed as you're starting to feel a bit of fatigue. However, it's nothing that you can't handle. Next is Kosa.
Is there danger of hitting the rogue because he's underneath the table?
No, he's underneath the table. Are you going to be shooting under the
No,
table?
I'm not. I'm going to be shooting at the skeleton. That's what I'm asking.
What the fuck?
That's why I'm...
Like it.
Can I move without losing my ability to attack?
You can, absolutely. You have
Okay.
movement.
So can I attack twice then still? Because I have extra attack or no?
Yes.
Okay, so I move here to flank, use my heavy crossbow, and fire. Oh, thank God I have that. Good thing I have advantage.
Roll a 1.
No, I have advantage, don't I? So it's 17 fail? Because I'm
You
flanking?
don't have advantage.
I thought we were advantage because I'm right behind her.
Oh, wait.
Right behind him, yeah. I was going to say I moved.
Yeah, that would work. Yeah, you have advantage. Fuck it. 17 hit.
Alright. I rolled an 11, Maddie. D10 plus 4. That's 9. I assume that's not enough, so should I
9?
roll again?
9 damage.
Yep.
You hit it with a bolt that immediately hits its arms. You see cracks appear throughout its shoulder and body. However, the skeleton simply clicks its teeth and continues to engage in battle with your friend.
Power of extra attack. I summon up my energy and I immediately slot in a bolt and fire again.
Don't forget that if you ever have a roll which you dislike, you all still have inspiration.
Oh, I do? I thought we didn't have it anymore. I thought we already used it.
You all have it.
I
Okay.
thought we just had to use it beforehand.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure we used it and he never gave us another inspiration, so.
No, he did.
I
Oh, you did?
always give you inspiration. Every goddamn session I give you an inspiration and you never use
Oh
it.
wait, every session we get one after we rest?
No, I give you one for the things that you've done.
I haven't got one for a while.
I literally told you you got an inspiration when the fucking
Oh, for the
Wraith
Wraith.
attacked you.
I forgot for
Yeah,
the Wraith, yeah.
He
I
did
forgot
go
about the
after
Wraith.
He's
Sorry, I was laughing too hard about Maddie almost killing me.
I gave you one for the Flame Skull too. I gave
No,
you one for the
I used the inspiration for the Flame Skull.
I don't remember one from Flame Skull.
Yeah, I don't remember you saying it for Maddie, but I remember you gave me one. I used it.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Alright, anyways.
It was a crit
What are you
because
gonna
it's
do?
advantage.
Yes.
So, 2d10.
Wait,
plus
wait,
4.
what?
Yeah,
That's
because I
not
got
how crits work.
27. I rolled a 27. I
Oh,
get
that's
crits on
right, you got
19.
a
Yeah.
19. Alright, yeah. You got
Yeah.
one extra dice of damage.
Yeah. So 8, 5. That's 13. I think. 13 plus 4 is 17.
Oh, it doesn't really matter then after that point. You end up shooting your bolt again, and you end up hitting the lower half of the skeleton. You end up hitting the hip, and as you hit the hip bone of the skeleton, it shatters and it pulverizes to dust as the skeleton falls to the ground. He starts trying to drag himself towards Cathra, but as he does, he simply lets go of his weapon, and his bones then fall as you see the magic dissipate.
To be fair, I don't think we can't retroactively use inspiration. We have to use it before we do our turn, right?
No. If you roll and you don't like it, you can say I use inspiration.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
I don't think you've said that, Del. Before, I didn't know that. I was always using it pre.
You do a roll, and all of a sudden it misses, right? And you're like, I'd like to use my inspiration token. And you're like, oh, suddenly you see like the arrow midair redirects itself. Like,
Okay.
things like that.
Because what you said inspiration
I
was
was
before
under
is we get to roll advantage.
Yeah, I was under the assumption
Inspiration
you had to
is,
preemptively do it.
you know what? Yeah, right. I'm confusing 3.5 with 5. Inspiration simply gives you advantage. You're right.
Yeah, so it's pre, it's not at post, right? Or can we post use it?
No,
to-
you can do it
Okay,
post.
okay.
You
Oh.
just have to do it right away. Like it could be like, oh, I see my second roll would have hit. I want to use inspiration.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't think we talked
That's how
about
we're
it
doing it this
specifically.
one. I know that different DMs have different rules for it. You have to say that I want to use inspiration, but I feel like that would be a waste because if you're gonna hit, like why would you have used it? You know?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how I thought it was. So I was like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
use
how
it.
we've been using it. To be fair.
Yeah. But in when you're doing it and
Yeah,
and 3.5 was a little bit different. That was confusing it. So all right.
yeah, understandable. Okay.
so
Well,
right
I
now
end my
we're-
turn.
So currently there's only one skeleton that is alive, and Cathra, you're in front of it.
And I'm going to smack it in the face with my Lightbringer. Or attempt to.
As you do, you lift up your hammer. As you would have missed, you feel that one, you notice in the distance, Kosef is very much in the safe zone. It fills you with anger. How dare he be completely safe? As you smash it down and are able to hit the skeleton. Nat 20.
It's not my fault. That's my job.
I don't know why I rolled not 20.
Add the 1d6. Okay, that was terrible. I can't believe you rolled like 2.
1 and
Like
2.
one
rip.
and
Well, now let me roll the
Fuck you, Matt.
d6. Oh, good lord.
That's terrible. What are you doing? Let's see, that's 5 plus what?
That's 10 in total.
That's the problem, Maddie. You got so upset that you just your anger blinded your
You
damage.
bring down the Lightbringer. As it does, you feel like you just scrape the skeleton instead of getting it a
So
full
I-
hit.
To be fair, wait.
Skeleton.
Actually, why am I getting in that 20? I don't have an advantage.
You do.
For what?
Oh, you don't? You're right. You're absolutely right. You do not have
Yeah, I'm
advantage.
trying to be
I
fair here.
confuse the position of the skulls. That's what happens when I'm too far away from the map.
That does it, yeah. Does
Alright,
she
so-
still hit it all or no?
I think I missed.
No, unfortunately, you do miss.
Well,
The
I just wanna be
skeleton
fair here.
is very weakened right now. However, he's not dead. So, you lift up your hammer. As you do, you kind of like you miss it. You hit the ground and you smash the ground. You leave a little bit of a crater there. However, you miss the skeleton itself.
I'm just
Next
gonna.
is going to be the skeleton that's dead. He's not there anymore. Next is
I'm
going to
gonna
be the
move before I end my turn.
Okay.
Right to the side over here.
Next is this skeleton. This skeleton notices that you're trying to get the. Oh, you're trying to be sneaky, huh? He lifts up his sword and he tries to slash at you. Wise guy, huh? Wise guy, and he slashes. What would have been an amazing strike ends up being not that good of a strike. He ends up swinging his sword. However, it seems that in his weakened state, he is unable to swing properly, and as it dinks helplessly off your shield. Next is the rogue. The rogue notices that this is quite far. 1, 2, 3, 4, and decides to go from below the table up to the skeleton, and finally try to smother out its life. As it does, it's a hit, and it decides to grab his swords and smash this goddamn skeleton's brains in. He ends up slashing at the skull, shattering it, and the slash went through the skull and through the arm, dropping the sword, and the skeleton's remains ended up dropping to the ground helplessly in the puddle of bone.
Annoying.
All these skeletons have died. The one that took the most damage was Kathra. Everyone else is pretty peachy.
no one took damage besides Kefra.
The rogue looks at you, Kathra, and makes a small remark and says, I don't know why you went up to them like that. You could have just hidden under the table with me.
Yes, the dwarf in full armor. Sneaky's can be.
I go up to Kefra and say, well, I think he just wanted you to block the table entrance so you couldn't be hit for the table.
He already uses me as a wall. Why not? I'm just gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself. My god, these rolls are shit.
What'd you roll?
I think it's 2.
It says you're typing, so I don't even see the roll.
Yuck.
Oh. So I look at Kefra and say, I guess we should go farther down south.
I'm just thinking maybe we visit the torch room first and forge our weapons again.
If you want.
Wait, what?
I look at her and say, if you want to. I already have a +1 weapon, so it doesn't really do much for me.
That's right. You guys can, and
Okay, I can't do it to a heavy crossbow, can I? Because it's wood.
you do it to all weapons.
Oh, I thought it would burn it.
It's a magical flame.
Okay.
But
So
the
would you like to go to
crossbow-
the north entrance?
Yes, let's go where we already went through.
So Gundren and you guys decide to head to the next room, and as you do, you go around the corner, perfectly fine, and you finally get to the room. But as you do, the rogue decides, well, I guess the only thing that I really would want is my dagger. As I don't
Okay.
think it would help me for anything else. So he only grabs his dagger and he puts it in the flame for a minute. And as he does, it gets enchanted for 12 hours.
Do I just roll a d20 or what do I roll?
What do you want to roll for, what do you want to enchant?
Heavy
I'll
crossbow.
allow you to do like your weapon or your armor. I'm
My
not gonna
armor
allow you-
is +1 already. It's only my crossbow I can +1.
Okay.
So I put my heavy crossbow and I rolled.
Your heavy crossbow is put into the light, and as you're holding it, you feel no
Oh,
heat
sorry. Trying to adjust
to
it.
your hand. You feel no heat to your hand, or the crossbow doesn't burn. It simply starts getting enveloped by the green light, and as it does, you feel the crossbow has become a little lighter, a little easier to handle, and more comfortable in your hand. It is now a +1 weapon.
I'm gonna put my armor in there.
You're gonna use your armor?
Yes.
Okay. As you do, it's now enchanted for 7 hours. You feel a strong glow, not quite as strong as the other items that people have put in. However, you do feel that your armor has become lighter, and what you feel is even stronger. You feel more comfortable with it, and you feel that it is a bit more useful to you.
Trying to remember why I already had +1 on Dex. I think it's because of my fighter class, isn't it?
I'm not sure. But
forget.
it probably is. But now that you guys have had those items enchanted, you guys can head to another area. Gundren, it's the same thing. He starts in wonderment about all the areas that are around here. It was actually Gundro who had walked through here previously, and Gundren is now amazed, saying that, oh my god, this is amazing. What our forefather has done, blah blah blah. And he starts going on and spiel how amazing this is.
Amazing. Okay. Look, Kefrins, let's go. Where are we going now?
Going back to where we just fought, because we're not going through the poison forest.
The rogue is disappointed. He says that would have been awesome.
You're welcome to go.
Alright, so the rogue
walk
says,
them all
I'll
the
go forward. As he goes with the torch. And as he's going through with the torch, Gundren is coming up from behind. He notices that there is a hallway, which he sees.
Gonna get a water quickly.
And let's see, that is... As he goes to this area, the eastern wall of this chamber has collapsed into a mass of rubble. To the north, a door stands ajar, leading to a good-sized storeroom. Dusty kegs are tucked neatly against the walls, all of them cracked and split open from age. The rogue is mostly telling you as it is. He's saying that the door that he's seeing there is open, and he tells you pretty much exactly what's there.
I'm gonna head inside. Right inside the doorway. Look around.
As you look around, you see that pretty much everything in here are kegs and stores and like staple foods that have been rotted or been broken open. You can tell that all these caskets, unfortunately, they're just too old and nothing can be of use here, except maybe perhaps grabbing some random wood if you need it for a fire. However, you do notice that the room is actually in a very interesting spot. You could be barricaded and easily rest here if needed be for emergencies.
The door's not destroyed, just open.
It is open, left ajar, but it could be barricaded with the with the jars and like the freaking
Wood.
the wood that's there, you know.
Okay.
I'm gonna gather some of the wood just to take it with me.
From the kegs?
Yeah.
Alright. You grab some of the wood. I'm gonna say that you grab about 5 kilograms.
5 kilograms.
Maybe a little less.
I was gonna say 5 kilograms. I think is a lot.
It is. You want to have like 2 kilograms? It's enough for like a small campfire. Or 1 kilogram.
5 kilograms is fine.
Okay.
I'm strong as shit with these gloves.
You are.
Okay, let's keep
As the rogue
going
then
around.
goes with you, he decides, with the flame, he starts walking past you, and as he does, he starts murmuring to himself and to you, which you can easily hear. He says, "It doesn't make any sense. Why is it that I don't have dark vision, but I'm the one that has to go forward, yet the one that can see isn't going forward? It doesn't make any sense." The rogue then...
But he keeps going ahead of me.
The rogue then goes down and reveals a certain extra part of the cave. Where he notices that there is... What he sees when he goes down here is that he notices that there is a room to the north. As he says this quietly, he says that from a distance he sees a few other areas. one area which is he says that he counts 4 entrances, one immediately to the south. He says there's a room to the north, and he says that there's a hallway going more to the west, one to the north again, closer to the west, and then another one to the south again. He explains this as least confusingly as possible, that he can't, however, he's not that good at it. There's a whole bunch of entrances over there. I don't know.
I'm gonna walk forward and look to the south first.
Okay, as you start walking to the south quietly, you hear screeching. So let me just... as you look south, you notice something odd about this. Gundren, who was walking with you, had mentioned that, oh, to the south. He starts saying, pointing to his map, as you were walking there, he says, oh yeah, this area to the south was actually the original entrance to Wave Echo Cave. He says that it was unfortunately destroyed, and it was buried by the destruction that racked the mine centuries ago. He says there was probably a battle that took place there with orcs, that would most likely, their bodies would probably still be there. And as you look through, many tunnels intersect at this natural 30-foot high cavern. The walls are carved with simple reliefs showing dwarf and gnome miners hard at work. Below them, nearly 24 skeletons in rusted scraps of armor are scattered across the cavern floor. Some are dwarf skeletons, while others are orc remains. Half a dozen large brass lanterns stand in niche. Goddamn headset. Some are dwarf skeletons, while other are orc remains. Half a dozen large brass lanterns stand in niches or on ledges around the cavern, but none are lit. The only light source is currently from the rogue. As you go onto the corner, only you see this clearly. What you see are... Actually... Hold on for a second. Okay. Catherine, you look around the room and you notice that there are 4 areas where you can go to. And down south, you notice that there are just these halls going east and west, and also to the south you see a collapsed entrance, which is probably the entrance that Gundren was talking about. The rogue then goes to the left of you and goes, wow, that's a lot of dead bodies.
I don't know if it's the slave quarters or what happened here, but it wasn't pretty.
Gundren starts talking again. He starts telling you about that this is the area where the entrance was to Wave Echo Cave. He reminds you again what he just said previously a few seconds ago, saying that this is the entrance. It must be where the cave-in occurred and where the majority of the battle took place.
So, this might be where the battle took place. Got it. Can I roll a perception to see if I notice anything out of the ordinary?
Sure, roll. It's a 10. You look around the cave and notice that there are an entrance, another passage to the east and to the west, but you also notice that off in the distance with the light that's getting cast with the rogue's light, you see maybe some room doors that are a bit to the south.
Let's see. I'm gonna go up to the door northwest and listen.
Okay. As the rogue sees that you do that, he decides, well, alright, I guess we're going to the north then. So he starts walking forward. Passive perception, your perception, 19, is pretty good. Ba-ba-ba. As you put your ear against the door, your own armor kind of every breath you make makes a little bit of a scraping sound. You hear what can only be described as like kind of a rubbing sound. You're not really sure. You hear a little bit of noise, but at the same time, you end up thinking it's like it sounds like rats scurrying about.
There's definitely noise going in here, but I don't know what it is.
I'd like Kefren to say, well, they heard you. If there's anyone in there, so you might as well kick it open and go. Because I can hear you back here.
I'm gonna pick. Let's see. Put that in. Door open.
You're gonna kick the door open?
Yes.
Okay. As you kick the door open, whoops. As you kick the door open, you notice 3 ghouls. Old stone bunks in orderly rows line the walls of this chamber, and a corroded iron brazier full of old coals stands near the middle of the room. The bones of half a dozen dwarves and orcs lie strewn about, clad in scraps of armor. 3 gray, haunched figures squat among the remains, pawing at the scraps and gnawing on the bones. Those are the scratching sounds that you had heard earlier. You see, as you look through, you notice that the ghouls suddenly look at you. They see their next meal as they begin to head towards you. You may roll for initiative.
You can roll a 0. I roll a 10, so I don't got much room for talking, but whatever. Oh.
Let's see. Did you roll a 0?
Yeah, she has
Sure
negative
did.
1 initiative.
What the fuck? You do know that if you roll a 1, you lose a turn, right?
I'm aware of that. It happened before.
She's also in a great position to block the door, so I can't do anything.
I don't know what you want me to do about it.
Everything.
Could she have kicked the door open and moved in at the same time before combat started?
Yeah, she absolutely could have.
Damn it, Maddie. You're terrible at breaching clear.
Do I look like a Marine? I don't have any crayons here, okay?
Let's see.
Meal Team 6.
As Gundren starts looking at you guys, the rogue suddenly signals him, and Gundren just backs off just a bit, starts looking side and left, making sure that nothing comes up from your rear. Da 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 da.
The bold strategy, Kefra. Block our ability to attack them, but they can't all attack you at once. There's not 3
And then
spaces there to attack you.
The ghoul decides, you know what? I'm gonna eat this person. I'm gonna eat this person so good. He decides to move forward.
I think the only advantage you have is they're like 40 feet away.
Starts slowly coming towards you. He starts slowly coming towards you.
Except one. One can do 30 feet.
That's 2. That's that. Okay.
This one.
Next is
can
the
do
rogue.
it.
The rogue then sees this and goes, "Excellent! You're an excellent wall, Kathra. Excellent!" As he tries to get to the position of the side of the door. He notices that he's not fast enough in order to sneak all the way underneath the bed, so he decides to just stay there for a bit. Next is the ghoul that's right here. He's like, I'm gonna gnaw on this person. Wow, they're pretty fast.
They can do 30, I think, right? Or 25.
Alright, this individual is right here. But he's currently on the side of the door. Cather, you were able to see him, however, you're not able to hit him with your weapon, as he's not directly in front of you. Next is the other ghoul. As he begins slowly coming towards the door. Kosef!
Well, I
You
focus
have a
all.
dwarf that is currently blocking the doorway.
I aim my crossbow at the door and focus all my energy, hoping that Kefra moves out of the way so I can shoot something if she does.
Because
gonna
she
be
is
waiting a
directly
while.
standing in the way of a narrow doorway, you will have disadvantage. Are
I'm
you
not
okay with that?
shooting. I'm not shooting. I'm saying I'm focusing all my energy for when Kefra moves so I can shoot later.
Okay.
I thought you could do that. If you can use your whole turn, you can do that.
You have to be specific though.
Yes.
You're waiting for her to move so that you can shoot. What are you
Yes, I'm aiming, just shooting her straight in front of me. I can't see anything because she's in the way, so I'm
shooting?
just firing
You
at
see
them
one
in front.
ghoul that's forward. As soon as Catherine moves out of the way, you will be able to shoot once.
Yes.
So next is Cathra.
Does she get to go?
I
think
get
it's
to go,
skipped.
right?
That's right. You don't get to go. Ghoul. Ghoul looks at you and he's all like, "Ghoul noises." He's like, "Ghoul, ghoul, ghoul, ghoul," and he claws at you. Hold on. Oh.
See, my plan was to move out to the side on my turn, but
Ah!
yeah,
Yeah, next time you can do an action and also move into at the same time. Going like,
now I know that.
Yeah.
The ghoul attempts to slash at you, Catherine. However, you're so surprised at what you see, you kind of almost lose breath. You're so surprised. They look so ghastly. As you see them all, they're all these dwarves. They look so familiar. Perhaps they're long relatives. Only for a moment, however, you were distracted. Next is the rogue. The rogue is like, I'm gonna try to sneak in, and because he is a rogue and because he has something called halfling nimbleness, he's able to kind of like go in the same square where Cathra is, and because he was hidden, he suddenly surprised the ghoul as he slashes. And he is able to hit the ghoul, yeah, and he slashes at the ghoul, and he's kind of like right next to Cathra, and it does
those
15
rolls are rough.
The rogue then slashes across the body and the arms of the ghoul, and immediately ducks back behind the wall, letting Cathra shield him as his shield, as it should be. The rogue mutters, "As it should be." The ghoul that's currently on the right side is unable to is kind of reaching at you, Cathra. However, the other ghoul is kind of like
In the
taking
way.
up the majority of the space trying to attack, so they're kind of just standing there, like gnawing. And this other ghoul, he walks up to the door and he tries to attack again, but again, can't really reach you because it's sort of like on this weird angle of the door. Kosef.
Well, I looked at Catherine and said, "Oh, she isn't moving." But then, can I roll perception to see if I realize all the ghouls are like not able to hit her besides one?
You notice that there's claws all around, but so far all the ones that have tried to attack her have like kind of bounced off of her armor and shield. They're all trying to grab and scratch at her. She's kind of acting like a wall right now.
I look at Kefra and say, I'm not gonna do anything because I'm just gonna be shooting at you, Kefra. So just keep doing what you're doing." And I just kind of end my turn.
Cathra, you're next.
Oh, shit, ghouls.
Kefra finally noticed the claws and ghouls.
Surprised at your own realization. My God, They're ghouls! Ghouls!
I am going to attack the one directly in front of me.
It's a hit.
These count as undead, I assume.
Should.
I can't tell you that until you hit them.
Okay, well, I hit it.
And you did hit it. You do get a extra 1d6.
Okay, so that's 14 total.
No, the
Okay,
ghouls aren't
as you
actually
do.
dead.
Yes, they are.
They're actually
So-
radiant creatures.
No, incorrect. The ghouls that are in 5th edition are undead.
I'm being sarcastic, Del.
Let's see. What is this?
I'm being
What'd
sarcastic.
you say? 14?
Yeah,
14.
14.
4 plus 5 plus 5.
And as you do, you slam your Morning Star down, or the Lightbringer down onto the ghoul, and as you do, the ghoul then falls to the ground, gurgling as he starts clawing at the air that's around him. He falls. He's unable to scratch any longer. No more shall he eat. Success. Cathra, what else?
To make Joseph happy, I'm gonna move over here.
That's unfortunate because
Joseph,
I told.
you see no ghouls in front of you other than one dead one.
Yep.
Do you shoot at it?
No, and also my turn is I said Kefra stay at the door. It's being
Yeah,
effective, and it ignored me.
I was surprised by the ghouls.
Okay, so yeah, I didn't even prep my shot for the second turn.
Next, the ghoul is dead, so he doesn't do anything. Let me remove him. Oh my bad. And then it's the rogue. The rogue then sees that the ghouls are right at the door, and he goes, let's see. Let's try to do this. And as he does, he goes right to the door and attempts to attack one of the ghouls, which is on the right. He surprised the ghoul with advantage, and barely it hits. Oh, thank God! The rogue comes up out of nowhere, and he just goes, and he slashes, slash. And as he slices, 15. These rolls are okay. Not that great. Alright, and as he does, the ghoul gets slashed and bloodied, and as the rogue attempts to then move out of the way, he then rushes and he hides underneath the bed. The ghoul, however, he's so quick and nimble that the ghoul is unable to see where he is. The rogue then drops the torch in the middle of the room, giving him a bit of light. Kosef, luckily, you no longer have disadvantage, so you can see what's going on in the room now.
Yep. Well, I had disadvantage too because there was a giant dwarf in the way as well.
Well, yeah, but that's only because she's blocking the doorway. Next is the ghoul. The ghoul then decides to come outside and goes behind Cathra. This is the weaker ghoul that you see that had been cut up by the rogue. The ghoul then attempts to slash at Cathra. With his claws, he attempts to clickety-clack and slash you. Fortunately, however, your armor, he's unable to kind of scratch right at it. He scratches and scratches, but you feel protected. Luckily, your armor is very, very good. Very cool, too. Next, the other ghoul comes out of the door. And again, it looks like both of them are surrounding you, Cathra. The ghoul then attempts to claw you. However, you feel that you have like a kind of like as good, even though it's a bad spot, it's a good spot because they're not surrounding you and you're against a wall. You can attack. You feel like you can fend them off. However, you look at Kosef and hopefully he decides to do something. Next is Kosef.
I move, taking up my long. I'm getting a lot of shit for doing attacks. I take up my longsword and flank this guy and swing at him.
Okay, advantage, hit.
Okay. 1d8 plus 4. That is 10. Is he dead or?
As you swing with your long sword, you slash at the ghoul. Finally, you see like sort of like the breath come out of the ghoul as it sort of slumps to the ground and stops moving entirely. He just is currently curled in a ball with his own dark, extremely dark blood.
Okay. I'm gonna move here. I don't think I can
You
extra
move and
attack. Okay, I move and attack.
And
Okay,
you-
I move to
you have,
attack this gent.
You have a longsword on, right?
Yep.
Yep, you can do that.
Rip.
And as you do, that is
A miss. I didn't get advantage.
That is a hit.
Oh, it is a hit. 12. What the fuck?
Yeah, barely.
Okay, I'll swing it. Actually, can I use inspiration to crit?
Inspiration to crit. No, that's not how that fucking works. Oh, actually.
Technically,
you
it'd be
can.
the
Yeah,
advantage
you
roll.
You can.
Because I rolled a crit. That's only why I asked.
You
So,
can if you want. Do you want to do that?
yeah. I feel like. So I swing at him, but I feel like it's gonna slightly injure him. So I swing. I adjust my
Alright.
stance and swing at him, and I roll 2d8 plus 4, 9 plus 4, 13. Take
Okay.
out my inspiration.
You feel a surge of inspiration come from forward you. You feel that of the great things that you've done, this can possibly be the end. As you do, you lift up your longsword and slash at the ghoul, wanting to end it at one strike. How much was it again?
For 13.
It is not enough, however, you do see that it does a great deal of damage as you slash across the ghoul. You feel that another strike of that caliber will easily kill this creature. What do you do next?
My turn.
Kathra.
I'm going to swing at it. Try to finish it off. And I get off the spell page.
I assume this one is dead, right, Del? The crit up in a ball?
That one is dead, yes. 27, that's a hit. You know what, I'll let that slide. I'll let that slide, Maddie. I'll say that 27 is a hit.
Yeah, I would hope so.
I'll let it slide. For now. For now.
What happened?
God.
1d6,
Oh my
maybe.
god.
Maybe just let it slide that she doesn't hit at all, so to save the embarrassing.
Oh,
amount of
Maddie, you
time.
suck. Anyways, that's 1 and then 1 plus what?
5.
1 plus 5, so
7.
that's 6, 7. Congratulations, this is your first ever extra damage max minimum damage roll. So that's 5, 6, 7, so that's 7 damage.
Would have been funny if you crit and then you rolled another one.
So you bring up your Lightbringer and you slam it down onto the ghoul, thinking that finally only one slam is enough in order to end this ghoul's life. However, you see that although the Morningstar left an imprint on the shoulder and shattered its collarbone, you see the ghoul gnarl at you, trying to bite you on its next turn. What else will you do?
That's all. I wait here.
Meth Man to the
I
rescue.
am returned.
Next, the rogue sees, this is my opportunity to shine! He comes out of his little hole that he was hiding from, and he goes right behind the ghoul. Let me move this guy. He goes
Here, look
right
right
behind the
at you.
ghoul. He goes, it's my time to shine, as he slashes. Sha! Advantage. Excellent. As he slashes to the ghoul, and as he slashes the ghoul, he notices that there's a huge imprint of a mace that fucking just slammed into this ghoul, and he's like, Jesus Christ, this guy's been through a bit. And as he does 16 damage. He then slashes across the neck of the ghoul, lopping off its head, clean off of its body. As the ghoul then starts flailing its body and fidgeting and twitching, it falls to the ground, while the floor starts pooling a bit with the little blood that it had in its body. The rogue looks around and says, don't worry about it. I don't charge for friends.
I walk into the room and pick up the torch and light the brazier.
As you do, you look around, and again, Cathra did not, I guess she didn't say anything. However, you see that the old stone bunks in orderly rows line the walls of this chamber, and a corroded iron brazier full of old coal stands near the middle of the room, which you have lit. And again, the bones of half-dozen dwarves and orcs lie strewn about, clad in scraps of armor. 3 gray hunched squats that were eating these bodies that were in the room lay before you dead. However, you notice that these other bodies that they were eating were so old and decrepit, you wonder what the hell they were doing. They were just gnawing on practically jerky.
I look at Methman and Kefren and say, I guess these ghouls were very picky eaters because they left a lot of meat on the bones.
Maybe they tasted bad. Who knows? I'm like animal.
The rogue was like, maybe they were so hungry and let starvation set in so long that it took them this long to eat that bad of a meat. Huh.
Maybe, good idea.
Well, we've been here a couple hundred years. It's fine.
Do we want to continue on?
Absolutely. Why not?
Yeah, let's go up.
I point at the door, say, Kefra and Nathaniel, one of you want to listen?
Yeah, listen again. Why not?
I go to take out my
We'll go all that
crossbow and
time.
aim it at the door, just in case something happens, and hopefully Kefra will move out of the way again. I mutter under my breath.
It looks like, Maddie, you went to the door and you put you clank your helmet against the door and you try to listen. As you do, you just hear the regular beating sounds of Wave Echo Cave. You can't hear much else other than that beating.
Well, clearly there's nothing on the other side of this door, so it'd be no problem if we open it open wide.
As the rogue goes, he says, I agree! Smash it forward, dwarf!
Let's open this
I
one.
look at both of them and say, okay, so 2 people want to block mode.
As you open the door, you look through and you notice that the hallways are empty, and you notice some different paths open up. However, you don't really spot much. It's just simply corridors leading to spots that you just haven't gone to.
I'm gonna look around. Do I see anything?
The rogue picks up his torch, which he has freshly lit, and he starts walking around in front of Cathra, and as he does, he starts lighting these areas, and he reveals that as he starts going through, he reveals that certain areas are just blocked off due to like the cave like just collapsing in on itself, and he says that this is just sort of like connecting tunnels that haven't collapsed. He tells you. As he was like exploring in through, and he came back. So you guys haven't seen it, but the rogue is like, yeah, it's just a whole bunch of tunnels going through. It seems that a bunch of the entrances got collapsed, but it leads back to our original entrance, and it leads to yeah, he says it leads back to our original entrance, and it also leads back to the area that we were at before, that lake where I found these great rings, and he shows you these platinum rings.
I roll perception to see if Metman's lying to me.
Insight?
Yeah, I can do insight.
Perception, I guess you could do that. You hear his words coming out. Although he has an odd way of saying things, which are kind of like overly smooth and straightforward, you feel no lie coming from Methman.
I nod my head and say, maybe we should go south then?
Why would you not trust our friend?
I never said I didn't trust him. What are you talking about? How would you know I was suspecting him, Kefra? Are you lying to me about how you built this place?
The rogue silently
No.
says, I think we should all kill each other. I think this cave is getting to us. I think we should all just up and kill each other.
Ah, so you have
Like
cave
Gundren,
madness.
Gundren comes from behind and goes, what?
Look,
Sorry,
don't
Gundren,
worry.
Gundren, we're getting cave madness.
He's going through withdrawals, that's all.
Gundren starts questioning, as you don't really hear too well, except for maybe Cathra. You hear Gundren say under his breath, saying, I've been working in mines most majority of my life. What the hell is cave madness?
I give the wooden pipe of filigree to Meth and say, here, smoke some meth. If you got any on you.
Let's see.
That's the
Caveman
pipe.
goes down to the south, and Catherine, you were able to
Ed.
notice that this is the other entrance, which you did not go through. And you see the only entrances are now towards the Spore and through the original entrances in the 2 last rooms.
See me double backing a lot. What else do you notice at the end of the cave? Where it goes deeper? I have no idea.
I look at Kevin and say, well, there must not be much left unless you want to go explore the fungal area and see if there's anything hidden in there.
I don't want to go back in that place.
I don't know, I thought
Okay.
you had dwarf constitution.
I still don't want to go back in that place.
Alright, and as you guys are walking towards there, I'm gonna stop you right there, Kathra and Kosef.
Okay.
Not moving. I'm gonna put
Yep.
the rogue that's right here behind you. As you're moving, suddenly you hear a lot of screeching that's coming from around the room. You're not really sure where it's coming from. However, the torch from the rogue is slightly lighting up the room, and before you notice it,
To be fair, Kefra does a dark vision, so shouldn't you be able to see?
Kosef, actually, hold on.
It probably beat my passive perception.
Oh, they beat perception? Damn. Oh well.
Hold on. Where are you? Found you! God, why were you so fucking hard to find? Let me just take out this real quick. Let me do these rolls real quick. There we go. Kosef, you look up in the ceiling, and the rogue and Kathra all hear these screeching sounds that are coming from around them. However, you're not sure where they came from. However, in the ceiling, before you're able to notice, all these sturges are.
Would I know what those are?
randomly there.
Or do I need to roll animal handling to figure out them?
These are. Yeah, I mean, currently Gundren is from a distance, and you don't need to roll to figure out what the hell these are.
Okay.
What you see, what he says is, he screams out "Sturges" as he kind of like moves back.
Can I roll
kinda
animal
moves back.
handling to get more information about them, if I know it? Besides just
as
them being
he says
Sturges?
you kind of get like a general understanding of what they are. They're the equivalent of bats. They kind of feed on blood of whoever is nearby them. They're pretty weak on their own. However, they're very annoying, and if you leave them for too long, they can kill a creature off. But usually they're little annoying insects, little annoying creatures that are kind of just like constantly there and drinking blood.
Okay.
It's better to just get rid of the pests while it's here.
Is the giant tree
Now,
something?
because they all caught you by advantage, for this turn only, they will have advantage when attacking.
Okay. Do we roll initiative? Or no?
Yes,
Or they
roll
just-
for initiative.
What's
think
the
in
giant
old
3 though?
rules-
Yeah. Watch-
Oh wow,
That was a nat 20.
that was an accident. So that's something that I have for my GM notes, which is how I keep track of what room and what section you guys are in.
Do I need to roll disadvantage because they're all
I don't know if you noticed this, but that was 3. That means that this should have been the 3rd place you came to. So
Ah.
you fucked all my shit up.
We went the north. To be fair, I'm pretty sure you told us to go north.
No, he said we had a choice. I think I picked north.
Yeah, I think Gundren sold north better.
Let me. Now I need to get all these fucking Sturges up. This is gonna be. Hold on.
You're not rolling as a group anymore?
No.
I think he changed his mind on that.
It's just so easy with this tracker now.
Are they in the air, by the way? So like I won't have disadvantage with crossbow, or is it?
They are
'cause of the-
currently in the air.
Do I have disadvantage because of visibility or no?
The torch is currently lighting up the room.
Okay. I'm gonna tell me when it's good for me to go, and I'll shoot this one. I think you need to adjust the turns, I guess, based on numbers still.
Aha! Alright, now let me organize everything. Man. Hehehe. There we go. Alright, first is gonna be the folk hero. Kosa.
Okay. I
You
shoot
see
my
the surge is coming to attack you.
I shoot my crossbow at this gentleman who's right in front of me.
You shoot the crossbow at the Sturge, and you're able to hit it.
Okay.
Which one are you going for?
This gentleman right here.
Okay.
1d10 plus 4. That's a 7.
You know, if I remember correctly, old D&D rules were that they would get a turn before you guys, and then that's how they would catch you on surprise.
That's what I thought you said
But
initially,
I
but then
think
you...
new D&D terms, I'm pretty sure that they just get advantage, so I'm not sure. But I'm assuming it's advantage, so I'm just gonna go with that.
It probably is advantage because 5 made stuff easier in some ways and streamlined stuff.
So for right now, you did how much damage to this one? Right
7. Pretty weak shot.
As you hit it with the bolt, it falls to the ground.
Okay.
It's a little witty bat. Come on.
I use my extra attack to slot in and shoot this one right here. It's right in front of me because I
Okay.
can see it.
Hit.
1d10 plus 4, 7, so that's 11.
Which one was it again?
This gent right here. Just because it's the close. I'm looking at both of them.
As you shoot again at the Sturge, it again gets hit and falls to the ground. They all start squeaking and flapping their wings angrily, trying to bite you all.
Okay, I am my turn.
What's it? That Sturge is dead. That Sturge is also dead. Okay, excellent. Next is the Rogue. The Rogue is like, oh shit! He then takes out his bow and starts shooting. And that's a hit. He shoots at the one closest to him, which you see is right over his head, and he shoots the bow, and he hits for 1d6 plus 4. And as he does, the Surge drops again to the ground. Let me start putting skulls on the one to die.
Yep.
Alright. And the Rogue starts like going, oh my god, they're everywhere. Then the Sturge, he starts angrily flapping his wings, squeak, 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 squeak. As he starts attacking at the ones that have attacked its friends. He goes for the one that's closest that has attacked, so he goes for the Rogue. And as he's flying overhead, he swoops down and he attacks the Rogue. Okay. The Sturge then attempts to swoop and stab itself into the individual, and as it does, it swoops down, however, misses as the Rogue attempts to dodge the little bastard that tried to stab at him. The Sturge then flies off again into the ceiling. Next is another Sturge that sees you, Kosef, and he decides to fly right next to you, and up from above he swoops down and attempts to stab you.
AC
with his
18.
little bloody beak. 18.
Yes.
And as the Sturge swoops down, he stabs right onto your shoulder. And as he latches himself onto your shoulder, he grabs onto you and does 1d4. He does 7 damage to you. As he does, you can tell that a bit of blood is starting to move around your arm.
Okay.
You feel a bit of strength moving from you.
Is it still on me or is it flew away?
Oh no, it's still on you. it like straight up attaches itself to you.
Okay.
It's drinking your blood. It's like, delicious. Next, another Sturge goes next to the closest one that he can find, and he goes up to you again, Kosef, and he swoops down and he tries to impale himself onto your other arm. Hit again, and as he does 1d4 plus 3. That's 7 again, 7 damage. As he does,
Unlucky.
he stabs onto you, and he starts. You see blood start coming out of you quite quickly as this Surge is starting to drink your blood and attach themselves onto you. Next,
Okay.
that Surge is dead. Next, that Surge swoops down and tries to attack the rogue. And as he's coming down for the rogue, oh my god, he critical.
He's got that double suck.
6, 7, 8. And he slams himself and he attaches himself right onto the rogue. And the rogue is just like, he's drinking my blood! Again, this other Sturge goes down and attempts to attach itself onto the rogue, and let's see if it does. Oh my god, it does. It attempts to go onto the rogue and suck him dry.
I think you rolled like a 4 like multiple times.
Yeah, that's 6. They stab onto him and they're like, oh god, I want that good blood. And then finally this other Sturge is like, oh my god, look at this rogue. God, he's so delicious looking. And he flies up to him and he attempts to attack him. And he misses. And he flies off back into the ceiling. Currently, there are 3 Sturges stuck on the rogue's body, and there are 2 Sturgeons that
There's
are
only two on the rogue. He missed
2 on
twice.
the rogue, and there's
2
another
on me.
one that's
2 on-
there's 2 off, and then 2 on the rogue, and then 2 that have latched themselves onto your character's body.
Okay. Care for a stream.
Kathra, you notice that there are 2 blood-sucking monsters that are currently attached to your comrades' arms and shoulders, and they're just drinking blood out of them, and they're just... The rogue is clearly screaming. I don't know what Kosef is doing.
I'm like trying to slap him off, but it hasn't happened yet, so I can't really do anything. It's not my turn.
Alright, Kathra.
Well, I just stare in amazement that they're actually not meeting attack for once. So I'm going to take this opportunity to get a Spirit Guardian and summon them around me. And then I'm going to walk into the middle of the room. And that's what I'm going to do.
You're gonna summon your Spirit Guardian weapon?
No, it's the
the-
consecration AoE shit
Yeah.
that he did.
Consecration. If I remember correctly, the concentration works on undead, right?
No, it's everything.
Any target that
Yeah,
I
regardless.
don't specify, so I specify Kosef and Wetbad.
Okay.
You might want
So-
to specify Gundren for future reference, Manny, just in case, because Gundren might walk into it if you don't specify him to.
I don't think he's going to, but yeah, I'll specify Gundren
It's
as
just
well.
per habit, just for future reference, even if
I
they're not
don't
like combatics.
accidentally murder him.
Exactly, that's why I'm saying it. Just so you know.
And so anything that starts near me is what is it? 3d6? Yeah. 3d8.
Alright, sounds good. And that is on your turn or their turn? I think their turn,
The
right?
start of
Their
the
turn.
turn.
Yeah.
So
Or
next
if they
is Kosef.
move into it.
Can I do anything to the ones attached to me or no?
This doesn't attack us with such. At the start of each of the Sturge's turn, the target loses. You can use your action to try to detach it, or you can try to kill it.
So I can kill it with the longsword if it's attached to my arm?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can just fucking try to slash at it. It's
Uh,
really
it's-
small and like it's in a spot that's kind of hard to reach. so
Is
you'll
it
have to, like, be careful.
disadvantage? So it's like
No,
disadvantage roll.
it's a regular attack, but it's a small little piece of shit thing.
Okay, that's why I'm asking if like I get disadvantage because it's on my arm when I'm trying to swing a sword.
Nah, you just have to like do it calmly. However, it's pretty dark and your character's freaking out.
Oh, I make an argument if you're using greatsword, you can't do it because you have to use 2 arms to do it.
You have a longsword on right now, don't you?
No, I'm just saying, like, for, I guess, one hand, so I'm gonna use my hand to try and attack one of them, my longsword.
Go for it. You try to immediately go for your shoulder and you kind of scrape it across your back, and as you do, you feel like the sharpness of the blade is able to cut right into that abominable little bastard that's on your shoulder. You hit it.
Okay,
Roll for
1d8
damage.
plus 4, that's 11.
And as you do, it cuts off the beak of the little sturge that comes on you, and he falls to the ground.
Okay, I use second wind, so I can't attack again, but I use second wind to heal. So 1d10 plus 5, so 15 health.
Okay. As the surge then suddenly realizes, my god, there's so much blood in here.
Alright, back to full health.
Alright, you done?
Yep, turns done.
All right,
I can't
Golden
extra attack
Surge
on
is
things.
attached to you.
Yep.
Next is the rogue. The rogue then's freaking out. He's like moving around and he's like, ah! He tends to grab his short sword and just kind of like scrape off the damn buggers that are currently on him. And as he does, critical. So that's 2d6.
You could do
Plus 4,
you could do
11.
some fun things with this in like probably older editions, can't you?
He could. He scrapes off the damn. He grabs the little sturge and cuts off its head and throws it on the ground. And as he does, he like throws it towards like the middle of the room, and the other sturge that's there starts looking at him like, man, they're just hungry. This other sturge that's here, it's alive. He attempts to fly down and attach himself to the rope. However, first he
Yeah, sorry, my bad, Dol.
do let's see, what was it? Was it Constitution?
Wisdom.
Wisdom? Okay.
A shit roll.
And it fails. However, you do 6 damage to it, and as it does, the sturge begins to almost like try to impale himself heavily onto the rogue. However, you suddenly see it enveloped in flames as it falls to the ground helplessly. And then it just flaps to the ground. That one's dead. That one's dead. And then the next sturge is currently on the body of Kosef as it attempts to suck more blood. It then again is lit in flames. Roll for damage. And it bursts into
Jesus
flames where
Christ.
it starts like you see like a torch, almost extremely bright light come off your arm from behind you. It starts illuminating the room as it falls to the ground.
I guess there's no point in rolling a saving throw for that one.
No, it doesn't matter. All these have 2 HP.
Yep. What's it called? The advantage of having classes who have AoE for some enemies.
And that one's still alive. And that one, it's kind of this other sturge that's currently still on the rogue attempts to suck more blood, and then it roll for damage. And then it also bursts into flames.
I think the only way it lives is if you roll triple ones and then it wins the wisdom roll, basically, right?
No, it would die anyways.
I thought if it was at 3 damage and it gets half damage to be 1, right? So it'd still live because it has 2 HP, right?
Depends on the
You round
unfallen.
up.
Oh, you round up for that? So it's, no matter what happens, it's just dead.
No matter what happens, it would die.
I kind of trivialized this mechanic with counter deny.
That's the point of D&D, though.
And
Like
then
you-
it helplessly falls to the ground. And then finally, one last sturge as it attempts to say, "Ah, for honor!" It moves towards the rogue and it tries to attack him, but again it catches on fire and the sturge falls to the ground, smoldering.
Wait, this would be our third encounter. What would be our first and second? Because, like, we would approach this room first, I think. That's my
Huh?
confusion. Because you said this was, like, the third encounter, right? But if we're coming from here...
No,
wouldn't
this is the third room.
Oh, I thought it was third encounter you said. That makes
You were
sense.
supposed to go to the north, and then you were supposed to round back
Ah,
south.
oops.
So the whole idea is that when you're starting a maze, you keep making rights, but you're supposed to go north, and north is sort of like just this path where all these hallways were, and then you go south, and then you just keep going around the room like in a
Yeah.
circle.
To be fair,
So-
like,
You kind of went the other way with the all left side.
it was the
so you went
opposite
to
of the
the left.
maze.
So now all the Sturges and everything is dead. The rogue is sort of like getting all the burned things off of him, and he's like, "Hey, get him off me! Get him off me!"
I help peel one off the rogue and say, you're not used to any dock work, are you? These just feel like big mosquitoes. I slapped the one on my back.
If I remember correctly, did I have any health potions? I don't think I had any health potions. I think I had 2, maybe.
I think we give you 2.
I can heal.
Yeah. I also got 3 if you need
some
one.
heal in there, Nathaniel?
A little bit, yeah. As you see some of the blood start dripping from his arms.
Okay, I'll use a cure wounds on him. +3, so 11.
Okay, it's like he thanks you, and he says, "Well, we still have some other rooms that we need to figure out what the hell is up with them."
Well,
Yep.
I
Or
say,
we could just leave, the rogue says loudly.
I look at Kefra and say, we should go south first because I'm pretty sure to the east is the mushroom room that you're scared to go into.
Look, you're more than happy to go into the poison forest. if you
You're.
want to.
I look at you and say, you're a dwarf. I told you not to go in it the first time. You said you were fine. Now you're scared of it.
Well, I was poisoned.
Have you tried going in there and just, exploring it later after we clear
Have you
everything
tried
else out?
telling the mushrooms to not poison you?
Why am I dead?
Where are you?
I got a
Oh, did I
skull on-
accidentally do you instead of a stir?
I think you
Alright,
did,
let's take that
yeah.
off.
Rip Joseph.
The shrooms just come in and attack me.
We heard you talking shit.
I wave Gundren over and ask him, hey, like, do you want us to check the shroom room, or was that fine to leave alone?
Wait, what?
I asked the guy who hired us if we need to explore the shroom room.
He says that the only thing he wants is that this whole dungeon be cleared, and the only things left are the 2 rooms. After that, your tasks will be done. After that, it's on him to bring over the crew of miners and to fully get this mine back in operation.
Yeah, so I look at Kefra and say, I guess we're done then. If we do these 2 rooms, so I'll watch the hall. Have fun.
So the rogue comes down with you with the torch, and he's like, "Well, let me check one of these rooms." And he says, "Cathra, which room should we check?" As
One
Gundren
on the
sort of
left
like walks
first.
over all these smoldering pieces of monsters. The left room.
Yes.
Okay. As the rogue decides, he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go through," and he goes up to the room. And as he does, he puts his ear against the door. And as he does, he says, "You know what? There's only 2 rooms. Does it really matter? Maybe we should just slam in and just get done with it, you know?"
I aim my crossbow at the door and say, Madman, if you're gonna slam the door open, just make sure to get out of my way.
Wouldn't it be better if you just slammed the door open and we just rushed in?
Sure. Do you want to all push the door and I'll push the door and we go rush in?
He says, "Yeah, sure. Just all you have to do is knock the door open and step back."
Okay. Kefra, you gonna
So
get
the
close?
rogue then suddenly goes behind you and uses you as a shield.
Okay, I kick the door open and back up 2 steps.
As he does, you open up the room, and as you open it up,
Like,
you see that Looks like it was originally the guard room. Splintered stone benches and heaps of rubble from a partially collapsed ceiling fill this room. Amidst ruined stone bunks and toppled weapon racks are bones of several dwarves and orcs. You see dozens of bones in piles scattered around the room of the Great War that occurred.
I point at Catherine and say, I'll aim at the door if you push in there and see what's in there fully.
Sure, send the bait in, okay.
And the rogue says, no worries, I'll accompany you, as he hides behind you.
And I keep aiming down my crossbow for something to walk in front of it.
I'm going to walk this way through the door. And look around. Look at all the bones.
Alright. The rogue is like trying to hide behind you as you go inside the room, and as you enter the room immediately you see you see that the bones begin to stir and knit together, forming 9 skeletons. They look as if they're ready to fight to the death.
Do I get to attack depending where they spawn? So I was aiming down here, if they're there. If not. Nope. No sight. Rip.
The Almighty Four will be our savior.
Can I make an argument for this one? Because this one I should be able to see.
Yeah, you should
You can't shoot
Okay.
through the 4.
The 4 is a wall. It's a column. Okay, I'm gonna shoot then
Rogue
if
looks
you're okay with
around
that.
and he goes, jeez, jeez, what have you done to me? He looks at you, the dwarf.
I with preparation and knowledge, I fire at the one right here.
Okay. You didn't really say anything.
No, I did.
I'll let you do it.
I did say that. I was saying I was aiming down the hall when they come in. That's what I said.
Yeah, but you have to specify that you're going to attack a monster that you see.
I'm-
You can't just say,
Okay.
I'm preparing to shoot.
I'm preparing
Like,
to shoot.
What?
Okay, you know what I'm gonna. Okay, I'll be more specific. Next time I'll prepare to shoot a monster.
Okay, that's it appears there. Or one of the monsters appear there in the distance. That should hit, but let me. If I remember correctly, I have that already prepared. There we go. Here you are. And yeah, you're able to shoot it, but let me.
Yeah.
Okay, shoot. You hit.
Okay, D10 plus 4. That's shit. 6.
You're able to get 1 round off of that skeleton. However, as you are, that is how the round will start, with you, not having a bolt in. Or,
Yep.
not
I can only
getting a
attack
grab.
once.
So for right now, Cathra, you rolled. That was a pretty bad one.
My initiative
for
dice is
initiative.
cursed.
You are -1 initiative.
Still, the highest I rolled all day is a 3.
The rogue comments, perhaps you wouldn't be so slow if you didn't have all that equipment that you took.
I throw a piece of wood in Daniel's head.
Not your turn.
This one never rolled. That's what it was. All right, the rogue is first. As he does, he attempts to hide in between the using his shield to hide. And he is successful. Excellent. And afterwards, he attempts to come out and attack the skeleton. And as he attacks the skeleton, hits. 17. He takes out his daggers and he attempts to slash at it. As he does, he kind of cuts the bones where its head would be, where its skull will be, where its arms would be, and the skeleton ends up falling to the ground as a pile of bones, looking like the magic had worn off. The rogue then attempts to go back and hide right behind the door. Next is a skeleton. As the skeleton sees that there is a being inside, he makes a clattering almost as if he's mimicking a laugh, and then takes out his short bow. All of them are equipped with short bows, and they all attack the shiny metal object that's in the room. 22. God damn. 1d6 plus 2. 8. As he shoots the bow, it strikes you in a spot that was kind of open, and it gives you a bit of a cut in that area. Next is another skeleton, which also takes out a bow, and he shoots. That shot dinks off your armor, and it falls quite harmlessly onto the ground. Next is Kosef.
Okay. I attack this gent. I can only attack once, so I attack once with my crossbow.
Hit.
1d10 plus 4, that's 13.
It's the same one you hit earlier, right?
Yes.
As it hits it right and square in the chest, and its chest seems to explode, either due to its old age of the bones, or perhaps the magic holding it together wasn't just as strong. It falls to the ground, lifeless, bones scattering about.
Okay. I use my extra attack to reload, so I can attack twice next turn. And I have a turn.
Alright, this next skeleton notices that a shot had come through. He moves to the side and spots you, Kosef, and he decides to shoot you using his bow.
Okay.
And he shoots. 14, miss. And he does, you kind of like duck a bit, and you notice that the arrow just goes above your head. And you just think to yourself, like you're grateful that the
They're falling
strings,
apart.
would be falling apart, or else they probably would have hit you. Seeing as the weapons are such a dilapidated state, these archers must have been quite skilled when they were actually alive. The next archer, he takes out his bow and he looks at Kathra and he attempts to shoot again. 13 misses. He shoots, but unfortunately the bow hits the ground quite hard and shatters the bow. I mean, it shatters the arrow. Next is another skeleton which looks at Kathra, and this one's at the north. He attempts to shoot. Unfortunately misses. It goes too low as another bolt, another arrow shatters on the ground. Next, another skeleton is dead. Why are you here? Next is another skeleton. He's dead. Why are you here? Next is another skeleton. This one right here. He decides, I'm going to take my bolt out and I'm going to shoot this dwarf. Nat 20. Yeah! 1d6. 2d6 plus 2. That's 10. 10 damage. Kathra. As he shoots square, he lifts up and you see like an extremely proficient shooter. You believe that perhaps he was the leader of the guard that was here previously, as he shoots to hit Kathra. It
Rip.
strikes her true, and it hurts quite a bit. Next to this other skeleton, this right here, slightly up north, he goes, I'm going to also shoot her also. I haven't had this bow shooting practice in a while. As he shoots again, and it just dinks off the ground, breaking his arrow. Next is Kathra.
I am so tired of being shot by archers and arrows.
There are currently 9 skeletons. 2 of them have died.
I'm moving into the center of the room.
Mhm.
And I'm casting Turn Undead.
Turn undead? Okay.
So anything within 30 feet either makes their saving roll, and if they're below half a 1 or 2 CR, they die. And I'm trying to figure out what the saving throw is.
Okay. Once you figure it out, let me know. And I'll tell you which ones survive and which ones die. All these skeletons are clicking their teeth. They look at you.
I know it's a DC of 15, but I don't know what they're supposed to roll.
It's just a DC of 15. Fuck it. I'm gonna say that they roll a will. So this character, he rolls a will, and he's all like, I don't want to die. I want to live forever. And he lives. He's like, he is gonna live forever. This skeleton right here, he's like, I am gonna live forever. But in all honesty, I think if I remember correctly, your Turn Undead works on anything. They have to roll or else they die. You're right. They have to do a roll or else they die. Next is this one. Let's do Will, Wisdom. He survives. Let's do this one. Oh, he tries to bring out his sword for a last hurrah. However, he's unable to muster himself enough to do it. He falls to the ground and shatters. The other skeletons are worried. This skeleton as well, he's unable to move as he starts feeling the effects of your Turn Undead. He falls to the ground and all bones fall to the ground.
It is a wisdom saving throw for future reference.
Yep, that's what I've been doing. This skeleton, oh, he lives. He lives. He's like, I don't want to die. I just want to keep killing. I just want to keep killing. And he doesn't. He doesn't die because he wants to keep killing. Next is this skeleton. By the way, amazing fucking rolls for these guys. Oh my god, he rolled a nat 20. He's like, I won't die and I'll keep killing. You can't stop me. Oh my god, he rolled another nat 20.
Oh my fucking lord.
All these skeletons are like, we refuse. We must keep killing. We love murder. The ones that don't have crossbow and skulls on them have survived, and they're all enraged and willing to fight.
Okay. To help myself out of the situation.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Only like 3 of them. Yeah.
It's only 2 actually, because we already killed 2.
You're right.
Yeah. For skeletons, they have a lot of willpower.
They were like, I'm gonna fucking kill. I'm gonna kill, and I'm gonna kill good.
That's 11 total healing. And I'm going to finish my turn by moving in front of this dude.
Okay. You will take an attack of opportunity because you moved away from this guy.
Oh, I forgot about that guy. Okay.
Okay, he attacks you and he lifts up his sword.
Did he have his crossbow already? Because I think he shot at Kefir.
He can swap.
Okay, didn't know if he could swap on an attack opportunity.
So he swapped out and he took out his sword and he struck 23. That's surprising.
I love
5
the damage.
5 damage. Okay, then it struck you and you felt a slash across your back. However, you felt your armor had taken the majority of the blow. You'll probably need to remember to make sure you take care of your armor after this. The rogue, seeing as you're a bit hurt, he decides, you know what, I'm just gonna shot. He goes to the side of this guy. He was hidden, so that's a surprise attack of opportunity. And that is a hit, barely. He strikes at the skeleton, slashing at its skull. And as he does 14 damage. And as he does that 14 damage, the skeleton then falls to the ground and again becomes a pile of bones. The rogue then decides to hide inside, basically using you as cover, as a wall. And
jumps into the rib cage of the skeleton to hide.
Yeah, right. Next is this skeleton right here to the south. He sees the dwarf and he decides to shoot his bolt, his arrow, I mean, his short bow. And as he shoots, it like kind of like goes flimsily up in the ceiling as he misses completely. Next is that guy is dead. Next is Kosef.
Okay. I can attack twice. I shoot at this gentleman right here with my crossbow. And I miss.
Yep, that's a miss.
And the power of extra attack, I curse and fire again at him.
That's a hit.
Okay, 1d10 plus 4. That is 10.
As you do 10 damage, the skeleton kind of like moves back as it's struggling to stay up. However, he readies his bow again to shoot again.
Can I use my action surge to attack again?
Yes.
Okay, I use action surge to attack again. I use another surge of energy because of the fact that he's still standing and attack, and I miss.
That's a hit.
Oh, it is a hit. Oh, fuck. I think these guys, I keep thinking they have higher AC. That's a 1 plus 4, so 5.
What looks like a weak attack is actually quite good as it lands right in a spot and chips at the bone as you see cracks start forming and crackle through the skeleton's body as it falls to the ground, shattering itself.
I end my turn.
That skeleton is dead. That skeleton is alive. Alive. Dead. Dead. Alive. Okay. Next is this skeleton over here. He notices that Cathra, you're still there. He decides to shoot at you. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna use my short bow and I'm gonna attack you. 15. As he shoots his short bow, it strikes you, but unfortunately, you're protected completely by your shield. It dinks off, and you hear a hard thud against your shield. Next is the skeleton that's here. He moves down to get a better view of you, and he shoots at you again, Cathra. Short bow again. He shoots an arrow that slams against your shield, and it shatters again. Cathra, your turn.
I am sick of all these damn skeletons and all this damn caves. I'm gonna come up and whack this one in the face with my hammer.
Now you do have a Lightbringer, which is like a mace, and you do have an actual Warhammer, so try.
I mean, I'm pretty much discarded my Warhammer. There's no use to it.
Okay.
Lightbringer.
You take out your Lightbringer, and you decide to slam it down against the skeleton, and it strikes true to the skeleton's body. Roll for damage.
Would it be actually worthwhile to use the mace if you're attacking like in radiant beings? Because Lightbringer would probably be weak against them, or no? Like resistant?
I mean, yeah, but where are you going to see some radiant beings?
Not usually, not usually something you fight. But I'm just saying, like, because Maddie said there's no use for the mace. I'm saying
planning
there might
on
be
fighting God, huh, Tater?
not at this level, not level 5.
12 damage.
12 damage. Okay.
No, actually, 22 damage. Do these take double damage or no?
Yes, double damage, but only of your mace. So
22
double
damage.
the mace's damage, and then so it has to be your base. So you're rolling a D8, right?
Yes.
And that means that your D8, which is a 5, becomes a 10. But you have a bonus to that, which is 5 plus, or you 10 plus whatever that bonus is. And then you have to roll. You get the extra 1d6 damage.
You said the other way last time, but okay. 17.
Yeah, because the bonus is actually no, you're right. Because that's the one thing. I never really I always saw it as like if you do the damage, it's the base damage. But tell you what, I'll add your modifier for now. I'll add your modifier for now. So
GM,
it was
GM discretion.
What was your bonus to your D8?
My modifier is plus 5.
So it'd be 10. So you do 20
Yeah.
damage plus 2, 22.
Pretty sure it's steady either way, but okay.
No, it's 10
And
times 2, or not, so yeah, it's 22, if you're doing it that way.
Do whatever
So
we prefer,
you slam it against it, and you feel that the Lightbringer effects basically slam through it and allows you to just break through him as if you're not really like smashing through something. You feel like you're just tearing through cloth as it easily goes through its bones and shatters him, and he falls to the ground in pieces. Next is, are you done, Kathra?
Yeah, I'm done.
Next is the rogue. As the rogue sees, oh my God, where is my wall? 1, 2, 3. As he hides behind you. Good. 4, 5, 6. Oh no. Okay. He goes up to this skeleton and he decides to attack. And as he does, motherfucker. He lifts up his swords and he strikes the skeleton, but unfortunately the skeleton, oh no, the skeleton has been alive for a lot longer than you, buddy. The skeleton kind of like parries, he kind of moves to the side of the weapon, and the rogue is so shocked that he doesn't move. In fact, he's too tired because he sprinted all the way over here. Next is the skeleton that's over here south. The skeleton that's down here south decides, you know what, I'm just gonna keep shooting at this big boulder of a fucking metal piece. And he shoots his bow and it's 21. That hits. 1d6 plus 2, that's 8.
Less
8 damage.
dice do these guys have?
Yeah, so that's 8 damage. And he slams his bow onto you and he hits you square in the head, ringing your ears.
Honestly, the fact that 5 skeletons of 7 live when you use Turn Undead was pretty ridiculous in the first place.
These skeletons are like, I want to murder so bad, I don't want to die.
I don't think skeletons have many will, so they must have rolled some dumb numbers.
Next is you, Kosov. There
Okay.
are only 2 skeletons left.
I move forward and shoot at this gent because I only shoot once. And
That is a hit.
okay, 1d10 plus 4, that's 12.
As you strike the skeleton, it seems like the arrow goes straight through his sternum and like it latches himself like going halfway through. But you see the cracks forming throughout the skeleton's body. Any light touch and the skeleton should shatter.
Okay. I am my turn, but use the extra action to reload my bolt for next turn.
Okay. Next is another skeleton, and the skeleton sees that the rogue suddenly appears, and the rogue like was an idiot because he thought he could just attack him and he would die, but that was dumb. The rogue should not have done that. The skeleton sees him and switches over to his short sword and strikes at the little thief rogue midget. 22. God damn, these guys have really good fucking rolls. As he slashes at him, he hits the rogue for 6 damage.
At least their attacks don't do crazy good damage.
The rogue makes a exaggerated yelp, going, "Ah, my blood!" As he gets struck. Next is that skeleton is dead. Next is Kathra. What will you do? Your compatriot has yelled for his blood.
I'm going to hide behind the rogue.
Roll stealth! Roll it! Screw it, roll it!
Let's see.
Roll
You
stealth.
do not. You unfortunately fail the stealth check. You suddenly loudly walk behind the rogue, and as you do, like the entire room turns to see you. The one lone archer who was not even trying to aim for you, and the other one just look at you, including the rogue, which spots you, going, "What are you doing?
Hiding.
I'm dying, and you wish to do this to me?"
I guess I'll
Next, what
come
do you get?
over here and actually hit the thing, my Lightbringer.
And with that, hit.
I was gonna say, you could also just go behind it probably still, and get a flank next time. Ugh.
It wouldn't have helped.
Yeah, what do you get advantage? What do you mean?
It would have been the same.
Fair enough.
That's 11, D6, or 6. Probably
So it's
10.
11, 22, and 22, and 6 is 28.
Yep, that's it.
As you strike down with your Lightbringer, it smashes straight through the skull of the skeleton, straight to the floor, where you leave a small little crater of where you just slam so hard to the ground, and the skeleton explodes and bones fly everywhere.
Let's see, I was here, I think. And I will move here to block the rep.
Alright, that's it.
That's all.
Next is the rogue. The rogue, it seems that the skeletons, that as it exploded, some dust, affected him a little bit, and he went, "My eyes! Ah!" No, he just decides to move forward. 1, 2, 4. Trying to attack the other skeleton, but he hides behind the wall, and when he hides behind the wall, oh no, he fails. Everyone can see him. The rogue trips and falls against the wall. As he does, he screams out, "God damn it!" as the entire room turns to face him.
Kefra was better stealth than Methman.
Next is the skeleton, who's alive, and he's completely focused on the rogue. And he says, "I think I saw him." So the skeleton moves up and spots him. And as he does, he brings out his short bow and he shoots.
Is he on the floor, the rogue? Does he have to get up next to her?
The rogue, I'll say that the rogue kind of fell and slammed himself against the floor, but he's still up. He slammed himself against the wall. And the skeleton looks at the rogue and he decides to shoot. However, the rogue, letting out what looks like a clatter of his teeth, almost to mimic laughing, misses the rogue. It seems that he was laughing at the rogue's misery. And next is your turn, Kosef. Only one skeleton left.
I got a flank position, so I can shoot twice, so I'm shooting at him.
Okay.
Or does it not count because Methman's not close enough being combat with him?
No, that's fine.
Okay. Thank God. That's a crit, because I got
I'll
advantage.
say that the rogue took out his bow.
Yeah.
That is
19.
1. You rolled advantage, so 28. It's good.
So double damage because 19 for crit.
It's a 1 extra dice damage, but I think you do 1 anyways. 1d8, so you do 1 to 2.
Oh, it's D10,
D10?
so
D10?
yeah, because it's
Okay.
crossbow. So 5 plus 4, 9.
And as you strike it with your bolt, it just ever so slightly hits one of its bones, specifically his chest plate. However, so many cracks appear that eventually he starts falling apart, as if it's falling apart into nothingness. As the skeleton looks at you, he falls to the ground, and his skull drops on the ground and shatters again.
Okay.
The entire room has been cleared. This was the previous. It looked like it was the previous guard room.
I reload my crossbow and kick the skeleton's head off and say, "Kefra, you gotta work on your magic." The skeleton just didn't seem to care about it.
He really didn't. My guy could have failed me on that one. He doesn't give a shit at all.
I look at Methman and say, maybe you should learn from Kefra on how to be better at stealth.
The rogue looks at you. He says, "I'll kill you," as he says that very quietly, so only you hear.
I tap him on the I clap him on the shoulder friendly when he walks away.
The rogue then says, "We have 1 more room to clear. After this cave will be behind us. We might as well just see what the hell is in there."
Yeah, and we might be done or something for our session out of character.
Gundren notices the rogue coming out quite hot-headed. You with a small smile, and Cathra with an annoyance on her face. And Gundren just makes a comment. He says, tough room that was up ahead?"
It shouldn't have been.
I look at Gundren and say, "Yeah, what can you do? The
The
gods
rogue
are
goes up
cruel
and says,
sometimes."
"Let's just see what the hell is behind this room." He goes to the door and he says that it's time to be actually safe. You're gonna heal yourself a little bit, Cathra?
Yeah.
7 to healing.
I don't
And
know how
also,
this works. I don't know how the 5 is added into there. For casting at level 2.
1, so it's 1d8, 5, and then that.
I guess it just adds the 1d8, so it should be 13 total.
Yeah. It looks like it's healing and then higher level cast.
Yeah, I think the 5 gets added to it for 12 total. Plus my ability for 16.
So, a creature you touch regains a number of hit points equal to 1d8. Your spellcasting ability modifier. The spell has no effect on undead. At higher levels, when you cast a spell using the spell of a second level or higher, the healing increases by 1d8 for each slot level above. So what slot level did you have this at?
2.
So that means that you get another 1d8. So that means that it was technically 2d8. So this would be added, yeah. So it would be
So 12
6,
plus
7,
4
12.
is 16.
The 4 is already added.
No, I have plus 4 from my other ability as well.
Then you need to
Slice of
modify it so that it adds it already automatically. Because it shows me that it has your 4 wisdom is already being added onto it, being your modifier for healing.
Yeah, but I have Disciple of Life from Life Domain, which gives me 2 plus the spell's level addition.
Okay.
I don't
2
know
plus
how
the
to.
spell's level.
I don't know if I should add that in there or not. I can.
You can. You absolutely can. You have to go to the
Yes.
attributes and abilities, and you can just add it. So that is add that to your HP, and as the rogue goes up to the door, he kind of listens in, and he can't really hear anything. He says he thinks that the room might be open. The room might be empty, and as he does, he opens the room kind of slowly. And as he does, he looks around with the torch in hand. And as he does, he kind of gives you a description of what the room is. This chamber, it looks like it was once a sort of office or storeroom of some kind. A large stone counter bisects the room, set with 3 dusty balance scales made of iron. Cubby holes carved into the north wall are stuffed with dusty paper scraps. Several long dead corpses, gnomes, orcs by their look, are sprawled across the floor. The
I
rogue
would've
kind of
find more
moves
on
up
that.
into the room, and he kind of like looks at the paper that's on the desk, and he kind of tries to pick one up. And as he does, the paper, lifting it up on his hand, disintegrates. It falls into pieces, and he can tell you that it seems that these papers are so old they just become dust if touched.
I roll
Let's
perception.
Touch them then.
See if I can notice anything important.
You look around as you go behind the counter. You kind of see what looks like a locked iron strongbox. It looks quite well locked. You yourself aren't able to open it, but perhaps the rogue may be able to.
I point
at the lock. Can I hit one of the corpses with my hammer?
You can.
I don't trust anything that come back to life on it.
You go up to the corpse and you kind of like strike the body that's on the ground, and as you do it kind of like it's been there for so long that it's just mostly dust and bones. You hear the crack and the crunch of your hammer going down on it, but it seems to be just a very old, dead, mummified body. And the rogue looks at you and says, "Oh, I see. Desecrating the dead, are we? I too could play at that game," where he grabs his sword and starts stabbing the other body.
I look at the rogue and, hey, there's a lockbox there. Me open that while Kefra desecrates her ancestors.
Excellent. I never liked my ancestors, the rogue says. He goes up to the lockbox and he takes out a pack of tools that he's had. You've never seen him take these out. However, he's been carrying. It's one of the few tools that he's taken out that you've never seen before. It seems to have a lot of little picks and small thin knives and things in there. And as you look at them, you kind of make like a look of interest, and he just says that these are just some tools that he uses when he comes across difficult to open locks. And he decides to...
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Where are you? Ah, there we go. Oh shit. A nat 20. As he attempts to pick on the lock, he starts telling you how some of these locks are a bit older, and the older they are, sometimes they get more complicated depending on it. Sometimes they're enchanted with magic, and sometimes they're just a bit old and the mechanisms inside can't open, so you just need a special touch. And as he says that, you hear clicks and clacks as something turns, and he's able to open the box. As he opens it up in front of you all, you look inside, and you see that the chest was a pay chest, overlooked in the fighting, and it contains a bit of items. It contains 600 copper pieces, 180 silver pieces. Actually, scratch that. Not 180 silver pieces. 270 silver pieces, and 60 gold pieces. Because I hate Epsilon. I fucking hate that currency. So it's gonna be silver from now on.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
He said it a couple times.
Oh.
So 600 copper pieces, 270 silver pieces, and 80 gold pieces.
I could let Kosov deal with the money.
The rogue immediately pockets 20 gold, and he says, "My God, we have to split up the 40 gold pieces that we found."
So we're gonna split up 40 gold pieces 3 ways.
Excellent. As he brings the boxes, he gives
I'll
you
do
this
the way
box
like
that's a lock. He rolled pretty low in whether or not he was sneaky about it, which is crazy because like he has to roll like you wouldn't notice if he rolled like anything above a 5, and you would have noticed it. He just rolled very low.
So we're splitting it up 30 ways, 3 ways, 40 gold, basically.
We're splitting it up 30 ways. Yeah, let's do that shit.
So I'm trying to remember. It's just 40 shitty for 3 ways. That's what I'm trying to figure out how to do it.
It's just do like probably. The rogue looks at you and says, "Oh, no worries, not friend. Each of you take 15, and I'll take the 10. I'll take the hit for all of you." Well, how good I am! How amazingly good of a friend I am.
Can you add the silver and copper pieces, Matty? Because I misheard that because I was checking something.
I got it.
So right now the rogue is talking to you, and Gundren walks into the room and he says, "My God, this is a room that was kept where all the measuring was done for the payment." He bets that if he's able to find someone who's able to make sure that the important documents aren't destroyed, he could probably recover them, as he sees that some of your hands are dusty from grabbing some of the papers, and he says, "Do not touch them." Gundren pleads. As he's there, he says, "Well, the cave has been emptied out," and he thanks you all for your service. He says that he'll now be able to pay you all the money that he says that he would have given you if you had originally gone through. And he says that in total it would have been a purse of 150 gold pieces in total. So it would have been something that he would have given you like 50 gold pieces each, which in honesty is a very good amount of money. However, he says that normally a person wouldn't get that much money because you would bring such a large band together, and the money would have been split so many ways. But since it's only 3 of you, each of you is getting 50 gold pieces. So please also add 50 gold pieces to all your items. But yeah, currently the Wave Echo Cave has been emptied. As he does, Gundren is excited to head back to Phandelver and bring to justice the murderer of his brother. And as he does, he asks you all to grab all your things so that you can head out. And he's mapped out the cave and found out what areas have caved in and what areas haven't. He's so excited to finally be able to put this chapter to a close and finally do what his family has been trying to do for ages, which is bring back Wave Echo Cave, which was lost to his family for centuries.
Okay, so want to call it here? We'll
yeah, absolutely.
Teleport to Fandaniel.
Afterwards, we'll go back to Phandelver, and then we can start talking about Thunder Tree.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, what was your planned final encounter in this cave?
The final encounter was technically it was the skull, but in honesty, you should have talk to Neznar a bit more, but you didn't. You just straight up wanted to kill him. Which made sense. You know, he did murder your cousin quite brutally. Yeah, it was supposed to be Neznar and the spiders, but you were all level 5, and you're supposed to do this at level 4.
Yeah,
We also immediately
so.
killed Neznar, not killed, but like dropped him before the fight even
Yeah,
began.
absolutely crazy, because he has like all these spells which are pretty cool, but like if you guys pretend to be like, no, we're here, and then he rolls badly enough to not see you through your deception, and then you just immediately beat the shit out of him. Yeah.
That's the advantage of mages. Mages are really weak to sneak attack sometimes.
That's the advantage of being a monster.
He killed my
Fucking
cousin.
monsters.
Let's say Neznar is not a good person.
Next
to be
time
fair,
I'm gonna make
Del,
I'm gonna make all my villains like try to murder you immediately. He's gonna be
Del.
like, oh hey, blah.
to be fair, you could have probably did that with the spiders. Like if he tried to come in, the rogue, the spiders had true sight, so they should have been. They might have been able to stop him from attacking Neznar.
Oh, they saw you. It said Neznar told them not to attack you guys.
Yeah.
Because like he was the thing is that this is supposed to be a very heavy role playing section, but you guys just didn't role play at all. You just said fuck it and just attacked. And you know what? I should have realized it, because that's what we fucking did in our first campaign.
To be fair,
me, Kaz, Hanged, and fucking everyone else just attacked immediately. We didn't talk to anyone. We were just like fuck it.
To be fair, the leader and the person who has the
Banshee
most.
had it coming.
To be fair, the person who has the most like valid like things to like lead in this is the dwarf, and the dwarf
But you know what?
is really upset at Neznar.
You know what? There's a big difference between that campaign and this campaign. Even if you guys mess with my plans, I'm not going to be like, you know what, let's do it next campaign, and then the next campaign never occurs. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be like, you know what, fuck it, let's just roll with it.
I'm hoping you're still having fun with the dumb bullshit that we do.
No, absolutely. This is pretty fun. Alright, so right now, you guys have finished Way Back OK, but you decided to pack all your things and head back. You've taken Neznar with you, Nundro, and Gundren, and you've also decided to take back the body of the dead cousin that you found. Everyone else came out with a lot more extra gold than they've had previously, and Kethra came out with so many legendary items.
Yep.
Very unfair, in my opinion, but hey.
Oh, I gotta remember
only one of
to. I technically got one. It was the armor that would like basically for me.
I'm surprised
that's
Rogue
right.
hasn't gotten anything.
You have a dragon's armor, which, by the way, is amazingly good because it puts you at advantage of any status effects that a dragon puts on you.
Yep. And I'm gonna deactivate my longsword, so it's not
Echo.
my. Oh, sorry.
Yes, please remove the +1.
I'm gonna remove the +1 from the crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
Remember to do that too, Maddie, if you can, for your stuff.
All right, and I guess if you guys want, it's up to you guys if you want to continue, because I know you guys I like the short sessions. I don't know if you guys want to do short sessions. If you guys want, we can continue on into Thunder Tree, or we could stop here and next week we'll do Thunder Tree.
I'm super
Stop
happy
here.
with 2 hours. 2 hour things is nice because I know like you have to like load up on information for Thunder Tree.
For that I just got to read for like 20 minutes.
So
and
yeah, like
afterwards-
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Like we can do Thunder Tree as like the next session. You know what I mean?
Okay.
This works
then
for
for
me.
right now.
I usually make dinner around 6 o'clock
Yeah.
anyway. So.
Like don't get me wrong. It's just that the cave just took so long because it was so big. That's why it feels
So,
so.
yeah. That was a lot of sessions, but I
And
prefer the shorter sessions because it's more livelier and you kind of remember them a little better.
And the problem is the combat when you have like multiple enemies like that, it just eats up time. Just reality.
I was going to use Spirit Guardians on the little bird thing. Like, screw it.
Be
Because
fair,
I'm
it was
not being attacked.
probably the right call. It was just an effective way to get rid of them. And to be fair, that turn undead should have been way more effective on the skeleton. The fact that
I mean, they all rolled. I think the lowest roll was an 8. The second lowest roll was a 10, and then the lowest roll after that was a 15, and then after that it was like 18, 19, 18, 19, 20.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
just really good rolls, like, and it's like wisdom on
They
skeletons.
all had
like,
negative modifiers.
yeah,
I don't
they're
understand.
skeletons.
What? Like they all had negative modifiers. I don't know how they did it. They just were
Like turn
so
undead.
keen on murdering.
Turn undead is really mean to skeletons and undead because usually they have negative wisdom modifiers.
Yeah, exactly it.
Like
Yeah,
it's
to not give a
specifically an
shit.
asshole move against undead.
What I didn't know is I actually get that back into a short rest. I thought it was a long rest.
I'll be honest. When I saw the little sturges, I thought, oh man, that shouldn't be too bad, right? And then like all of a sudden, I started rolling really high, and they're all just like they have a thing where they latch onto you, and every turn they just start drinking your blood.
Yeah. To be fair, like we
And
probably didn't have to use that ability because I just healed the full after you hit me.
Yeah, but I just like kill them all.
No, I think it was the right call, but it wasn't like we didn't need it. Like they weren't that bad. They still, even when they crit, they don't do crazy damage. It's
Yeah.
just the rogue got unlucky and it attacked the rogue instead of the meat shield.
It was one of the few times where I was in the middle of a fight and not being hit constantly. So like, ooh, I can actually do something.
I know you're gonna get food matted, but do you guys want to play Team NT because Val's here? If he actually wants to, or if Nerency's here.
I can like 45 minutes.
Sound good? Val was talking, now he just disappeared. Do you want to play Team NT in like 45 minutes?
Sure.
What was that?